Benvenuti a Sigeats, episode 5. Today we're going to be making lasagna di melanzane, which translates literally in English to eggplant lasagna. But wait, there's no pasta in this one. So for today's recipe, what we're going to need is, as always, since we live in Italy, some olive oil. We're also going to be using some fresh basil. You'll notice my lovely little basil plant here. We're also going to need 1 large egg. You'll need 1 cup of low-fat ricotta cheese, and you'll also need a 1/4 cup of shredded Asiago. Lastly, for this, you're going to need 1/2 pound of tomatoes, and the star of the show will be, of course, the eggplant, and then obviously, always in Italy, some garlic. So we're first going to start with the tomato sauce, okay? And we're going to make it from scratch. So you're going to get 1/2 pound of tomatoes, and if you have a food processor, you definitely want to use it, or a Ninja. I have an old school food chopper, which I kind of like because you get a bit of a workout doing it. Just chop up your tomatoes nice and small, and then you're also going to want to peel 2 cloves of garlic, or more if you prefer, and you're literally going to just stick it straight in there. Then we're going to measure. Remember, we don't bam our olive oil at 120 calories per tablespoon. So we're going to measure 1 tablespoon, stick that in there, and then some salt and pepper for seasoning. And I tend to like my pepper, so I go a little heavy on the pepper, but better pepper than salt. Okay, so once you got it all nice and pulverized, kind of like this, we're just going to stick this to the side and we're going to reserve it for later. Now we're going to deal with the star of the show, which is your melanzane, or eggplant. Did you know that actually in Great Britain they don't call this eggplant, they call it an aubergine? So when I moved to the United States from Great Britain, I was really confused on what an eggplant was, because in my world this was an aubergine for 17 years of my life. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to wash this, which we've already done, and then we're going to just cut it into circles, which is really easy because this fruit kind of is already in a circle. And you'll notice I said fruit. So I know a lot of you are going to be like, it's not a fruit. What is she talking about? Well, actually, it is a fruit. It's related to the tomato, and tomatoes and eggplant are considered fruit because they actually have seeds. So that is why I refer to it as fruit. Some other fun facts about eggplant are that it actually originated in India, and it's called the king of the vegetables, which really technically now you know it's a fruit. And the other thing that's really interesting about eggplant is that, believe it or not, it actually contains nicotine. Don't worry, you can still eat eggplant. You literally have to eat 20 to 40 pounds worth of eggplant in order to get the same amount of nicotine as 1 cigarette. So eggplant, completely safe to eat, no problems there. The other thing about eggplant is that it's full of vitamin C, vitamin K, and it's actually a really good source of cholesterol. No, it's not a good source of cholesterol. It's a good source of fiber, which is good for lowering your cholesterol. Okay, once we have that all chopped up, just lay them out like this, and then we're going to use some olive oil and salt and pepper over the top of them, and then we'll be ready to stick them in the broiler. So you can see I just put some on my fingers and just kind of making sure they've got that, and then we're going to take the salt and pepper and we're going to season. Okay. After you have them seasoned, put them on a baking tray, and then we're going to stick them in the broiler for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side, so there's just some slight charring. So while you're broiling the eggplant, what you need to do is take your cup of low-fat ricotta, and you're going to end up mixing in 1 large egg. Then you're going to mix in some basil, okay? Nice chopped up basil. I like my basil a little bit chunkier than most people. I wish you could smell it. It has the best aroma. Okay, I'm going to start mixing this in. Okay, and once I've started getting that mixed, I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of salt. And I'm gonna get heavy-handed on the pepper again. And I'm just gonna give this a good mix. Alrighty, and once it's combined really well, we're gonna set this off to the side and we're gonna go check on our eggplant to make sure it's not burning. Okay, so we've just taken our eggplant out of the oven and it should kind of look like this on both sides. Ooh, it's a little hot. Okay, so a little bit of charring on each side. And now we're ready to assemble. So you're gonna be cooking a bigger volume than I am. And so you're going to need like a baking dish, like a square rectangular baking dish. I'm just gonna be making a small little demo here for you. So I'm gonna use an oven safe pan. And let's go ahead and begin assembling. So the first thing we're gonna do is some tomato sauce on the bottom. And this has a little pour spout, so I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage of that. Okay. And because there's some chunks, it's not coming out quite as easily as I had hoped. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it like this. Okay, and put this over the bottom. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put a couple of these around the pan. Then I'm gonna take the ricotta mixture and I'm gonna put this on top, a little bit on top of each one. Okay, all right. Then we're gonna do another layer of the eggplant. And this one I could probably squeeze 4 on. And we're gonna put a little bit more of the ricotta mixture. Alrighty, and you can use a little bit less if you prefer. Then we're gonna put some more tomato sauce over the top. Okay. And lastly, we're gonna go ahead and put some Asiago cheese. Okay. And then we're gonna go ahead and stick this in the oven till it's all nice, hot and bubbly, which will take about 5 to 10 minutes. And we're gonna take it out of the oven when it's all nice, hot, bubbly, and cheesy. And the recipe is as simple as that. And as they say here in Italy, buon appetito.